Ladies and gentlemen, life is full of seasons, moments of trials, waiting, and breakthroughs. But have you ever sensed that something greater is just around the corner? Have you felt that God is preparing to bless you in ways beyond your imagination? Today, I want to share with you 4 undeniable signs that God is about to give you something big. In life, we often face challenges that seem to come out of nowhere. These moments can be discouraging, painful, and exhausting, leaving us wondering why we are experiencing such intense opposition. However, what many people fail to realize is that great trials often come before great blessings. When God is preparing to give you something big, the enemy will try to discourage you. Distractions will arise and obstacles will seem overwhelming. But rather than seeing these challenges as signs of defeat, we must recognize them as indicators that something greater is on the horizon. Think about some of the greatest biblical figures. Before David became king, he was relentlessly pursued by Saul. Before Joseph became a ruler in Egypt, he was sold into slavery and thrown into prison. Before the Israelites entered the Promised Land, they had to endure the wilderness. In every case, just before the breakthrough, there was an intense season of trials. Why? Because great blessings often require great preparation. God does not give us something we are not ready for, and sometimes the trials we face are the very things He uses to shape us into the people who can handle the blessings He has in store. One of the reasons challenges increase before a breakthrough is because opposition always rises against progress. When you begin to walk in the direction God has set for you, do not be surprised if difficulties start to appear. The enemy does not want you to step into your purpose. He will try to plant doubt in your mind, making you question whether you are capable or deserving of what God has planned. You may find that situations that once seemed stable suddenly become uncertain. Relationships may be tested, finances may be strained, and unexpected hurdles may arise. This is not a sign that you are going in the wrong direction. Rather, it is often proof that you are on the right path. It is important in these moments to stand firm and not give in to fear. Many people give up too soon, right before their blessing is about to be revealed. The pressure becomes too much, the struggle too intense, and they walk away without realizing how close they were to their breakthrough. But those who remain steadfast, trusting in God's timing, will see His promises fulfilled. The trials you are facing are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to refine you, to strengthen your faith, and to prepare you for the responsibility that comes with greater blessings. Another reason God allows us to experience challenges before a major breakthrough is to teach us dependence on Him. If everything in life were easy, we would have no reason to rely on God. It is in the moments of struggle that we learn how to trust Him completely. When the opposition is fierce and there seems to be no way forward, that is when our faith is tested. Will we give in to fear, or will we stand on God's promises? Every challenge we endure builds our character, teaching us perseverance, patience, and resilience. And when the blessing finally comes, we will be able to appreciate it fully, knowing that it was God who brought us through the storm. If you find yourself in a season where everything seems to be going wrong, do not lose hope. Instead, see it as confirmation that something great is coming. The enemy would not be fighting you so hard if there were nothing valuable at stake. The difficulties you face are not a sign of God's absence, but rather His preparation. Stay faithful, keep pressing forward, and know that the trials you are enduring today are setting the stage for the incredible blessings that are coming your way. Waiting is one of the most difficult things a person can experience, especially when you know that God has placed something great in your heart. You may feel like you are ready to receive the blessing, step into the next season, or move forward with your purpose, but nothing seems to be happening. The doors remain closed, the opportunities are not appearing, and time feels like it is slipping away. It is in these moments of waiting that many people begin to doubt. They question if they heard God correctly, wonder if they have done something wrong, or even assume that perhaps the blessing was never meant for them. But the truth is, God often allows a season of waiting because He is preparing us for something far greater than we can imagine. Preparation is a crucial part of God's plan. He does not just give us blessings, He equips us to handle them. Imagine a person who desires a powerful leadership position, but lacks patience, wisdom, or experience. If they were given the position too soon, they would not be able to handle the responsibility, and instead of being a blessing, it could become a burden. God, in His wisdom, understands what we need before we step into the next level. The waiting period is not a punishment, but a process of growth. It is during this time that He teaches us patience, builds our character, and strengthens our faith. One of the greatest examples of this is Joseph in the Bible. He had a dream that one day he would be in a position of great authority. But instead of immediately stepping into that role, he went through years of trials. He was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, and falsely accused, landing him in prison. From a human perspective, it seemed unfair. He had a promise from God, yet everything in his life seemed to be moving in the opposite direction. However, what Joseph did not realize at the time was that every struggle he faced was preparing him for the moment when he would become a ruler in Egypt. By the time he reached his destiny, he had developed the wisdom, leadership, and faith necessary to handle the responsibility. If he had skipped the process, he would not have been ready. Many times God is working behind the scenes even when we cannot see it. We may feel stuck as though nothing is changing, but in reality He is aligning the right people, the right opportunities, and the right circumstances for the perfect moment. If we try to rush ahead of God's timing, we may step into something prematurely and miss the fullness of what He has prepared. It is like planting a seed in the ground. A farmer does not plant a seed and expect to see fruit the next day. There is a process that takes place underground where roots grow deep and strong before the plant even becomes visible. In the same way, God is developing us beneath the surface so that when the blessing finally comes, we are firmly rooted and ready to receive it. Another important aspect of waiting is trust. God does not always reveal every detail of His plan at once. He asks us to trust Him even when we do not understand. This is where faith is truly tested. Will we remain faithful even when the answer is delayed? Will we continue to believe even when the promise seems distant? Those who trust in God's timing will find that when the blessing finally arrives, it will be better than anything they could have planned for themselves. So if you find yourself in a season of waiting, do not grow weary. Do not lose faith. Instead, use this time to prepare yourself spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. Draw closer to God, develop your gifts, and strengthen your character. The waiting period is not wasted time. It is a divine process that ensures that when the blessing comes, you will be ready to step into it with confidence and wisdom. What God has for you is worth the wait, and when the time is right, He will make it happen in ways beyond what you could ever imagine. There are moments in life when you feel something shifting deep within your spirit. You may not be able to explain it fully, but there is an undeniable sense that change is coming. It is as if God is stirring something inside you, preparing you for something greater. This shift can manifest in different ways. Sometimes as a growing hunger for more. Sometimes as an unexplainable peace in uncertain circumstances. And sometimes as a restlessness that makes it impossible to stay where you are. When God is about to give you something big, He often begins by changing you from the inside out. One of the first signs of this divine shift is a change in your desires. The things that once satisfied you may no longer feel fulfilling. You may feel a strong urge to grow spiritually, to step out of your comfort zone, or to pursue a new path that aligns with your purpose. This shift is not random. It is God awakening something within you. He is realigning your heart and mind to be in tune with His plans. You may suddenly feel a strong desire to pray more, to seek wisdom, or to separate yourself from distractions. These changes are indications that God is preparing you for something greater than what you currently see. Another sign of this divine shift is an unusual peace, even in the middle of uncertainty. Normally, when life is unpredictable, worry and fear take over. But when God is moving in your life, you may find yourself feeling calm despite not knowing all the details. This peace is not from the world. It is a supernatural assurance that God is in control. Even if things around you seem unstable, you will have a deep inner confidence that something good is on the way. This is a powerful sign that God is preparing to move in a big way. On the other hand, this shift can also create a restlessness within you. You may start feeling uncomfortable in places where you once felt at home. The things that used to excite you may no longer hold the same appeal. You may begin to feel disconnected from certain relationships, activities, or even environments that are no longer aligned with where God is taking you. This can be confusing because on the surface nothing seems wrong. But in your spirit, you know that you cannot stay where you are. This restlessness is God's way of preparing you for the next season. He is calling you to step out in faith, to move forward, and to embrace the new opportunities He has for you. Sometimes, this shift also comes with an increase in dreams, visions, or spiritual insights. You may start to receive confirmations in unexpected ways, through scripture, through people, or even through circumstances that seem too precise to be coincidences. God speaks in many ways, and when He is preparing you for something big, He often gives you glimpses of what is coming. These moments are meant to encourage you, to remind you that you are on the right path, and to prepare your heart for the changes ahead. However, this process is not always easy. When God shifts your spirit, it can be uncomfortable, because it requires you to grow. You may have to let go of things that no longer serve your purpose. You may have to trust Him even when you do not have all the answers. But the key is to embrace this shift rather than resist it. When God begins to stir something within you, it is because He is positioning you for something greater. The discomfort you feel is not a sign of abandonment. It is a sign of preparation. If you are experiencing this divine shift, do not ignore it. Lean into it. Seek God more than ever before. Pay attention to the changes happening inside you. Recognize that He is preparing you for something beyond what you can see right now. Stay faithful, stay open, and be ready. Because when God shifts your spirit, it is always a sign that He is about to do something incredible in your life. When God is about to give you something big, one of the clearest signs is the appearance of new opportunities and open doors. These moments often seem to come out of nowhere, aligning in ways you never could have orchestrated on your own. You may suddenly find yourself in the right place at the right time, meeting the right people, or encountering unexpected chances that perfectly match your skills, desires, and purpose. This is not luck or coincidence. It is divine orchestration. God is actively moving in your life, setting things in place for the next season. However, recognizing and stepping through these open doors requires wisdom, faith, and discernment. One of the first ways God presents opportunities is by shifting circumstances in your favor. Perhaps a job offer comes when you least expect it. An unexpected financial breakthrough occurs, or a long-awaited dream suddenly becomes possible. In these moments, it is crucial to recognize that God is making a way for something greater. However, sometimes these opportunities do not come in obvious forms. They may appear as small beginnings or require you to take a leap of faith. This is why it is important to stay spiritually alert. Some of the biggest blessings start as humble, seemingly insignificant opportunities. Another way God opens doors is by bringing the right people into your life. Divine connections are an essential part of His plan. He places mentors, friends, and supporters in your path at just the right time to help guide you toward your purpose. These individuals may provide wisdom, resources, or encouragement that push you forward. At the same time, God may also remove certain people from your life who are not meant to go with you into the next season. While this can be painful, it is necessary. Not everyone is meant to walk with you on the journey to your destiny. Trust that when relationships shift, it is because God is making room for those who will contribute to His greater plan for you. It is also important to recognize that when God opens a door, it often comes with challenges. Many people assume that an opportunity from God will be easy, but that is not always the case. Sometimes the path to a blessing requires effort, perseverance, and courage. Think about the Israelites when they reached the promised land. God had given them the land, but they still had to fight battles to claim it. In the same way, when a new door opens for you, there may still be obstacles to overcome. Do not mistake difficulties for a closed door. Instead, see them as confirmation that the opportunity is worth pursuing. One of the greatest challenges in recognizing open doors is discerning whether they are from God. Not every opportunity that presents itself is meant to be taken. Some doors may look good on the surface, but lead to distractions rather than destiny. This is why prayer and discernment are crucial. Before stepping into any opportunity, seek God's guidance. Ask Him for clarity and confirmation. If a door is truly from Him, it will not require you to compromise your values or go against His word. It will bring peace, even if it comes with challenges. Another important lesson about open doors is the importance of taking action. Too often, people wait for absolute certainty before stepping forward, but faith requires movement. When God presents an opportunity, He expects us to trust Him enough to walk through it. If you feel a deep conviction that a door is meant for you, do not hesitate. Take the first step, even if you do not see the full picture yet. Faith is about trusting God even when the path ahead is unclear. If you find yourself in a season where new opportunities are appearing, pay attention. Do not ignore the signs that God is moving in your life. Pray for wisdom, seek counsel, and trust that if He has opened a door, He will also give you the strength to walk through it. The opportunities before you are not random. They are part of His divine plan. When the time is right, step forward with confidence, knowing that what God has prepared for you is greater than anything you could have imagined. In life, we often wonder when our breakthrough will come, when our prayers will be answered, and when God will open the doors to something greater. But as we have seen, before God gives us something big, He often prepares us through challenges, seasons of waiting, divine shifts, and unexpected opportunities. Each of these signs is not just a test, but a confirmation that He is working behind the scenes, aligning everything for His perfect plan in our lives. If you are facing intense opposition, do not be discouraged. It is often a sign that you are on the verge of something great. If you are in a season of waiting, do not lose heart. God is preparing you for a blessing you are not yet ready to receive. If you feel a divine stirring within your spirit, do not ignore it. God is shifting you toward your purpose, and if doors are opening before you, walk through them with faith, knowing that He has already made a way. Through every challenge, every delay, every stirring, and every opportunity, God is working all things together for your good. He does not waste pain. He does not forget His promises, and He never fails those who trust in Him. So remain faithful, keep pressing forward, and when the time comes, step boldly into the blessings He has prepared for you. The breakthrough you have been waiting for is closer than you think. Stay ready, stay expectant, and when God moves, move with Him.